everyone, welcome back to Star Trek Club. I'm Captain Logan. It's been a long time, so it's been a long road getting from there to here. Finally, we're back for some more Star Trek Club. Right next to me is Brandon Grimm.
Hello, everyone.
And inside of a computer somewhere, you can't see him right now, and I didn't realize that. I need to fix that. But we have, what's his face? Adam Meredith. Yeah. Hello, Adam. He's totally here. Hey, I'm not even kidding.
I'm here.
Why didn't you say something? You can see my screen. You should have been like, "Where am I?" on your screen.
I didn't know that's what was showing the.
I forgot. Was going out
live or whatever. I forgot.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix it. Give me a second. Anyway, it is great to be back for some more of the Star Trek clubs. Yeah. Tonight we're gonna have we're gonna have basically a regular meeting. We're gonna do some trivia, and then we're gonna watch an episode. We've decided to start just doing a couple hours instead of the 3 we've been doing, because it's been a little bit late into the evening, and I've got to work later on other things for the channel and stuff. So what we're gonna start doing is some weeks we'll do trivia and an episode, and some weeks we'll do 2 episodes. So I don't want to only ever do 1 episode, because it'll take us too long to get through. I mean, I don't know that we'll ever watch every single episode, of course, but there's going to be, there's a lot of not good things on the wheel, and it would be kind of unfortunate if we had a lot of weeks where we had to just watch one really lame one. The nice thing about 2 is that it gives you a shot at something decent. It's also fun to kind of mix and match series, and that way we can do some 2-parters in single evenings. But tonight I want to do some trivia, and I'm rusty. I haven't done anything Star Trek since I saw you guys last. At all. I've been so busy with Superhero Rewind.
I think I watched 1 episode since.
I don't think I've watched anything. My head has been entirely in superhero stuff, so I basically want to use tonight to see if I still remember anything about Star Trek.
In your captainy little brain.
Right, yeah.
Your captainy rusty brain.
My brain feels even less captainy than it was before. Welcome if you're watching live. Welcome, or thanks for watching if you're doing it after the fact. We're going to start like we usually do with Standard Replicator. Before that happens, let's take a look at the wheel and find out what we're going to be watching tonight. And if we land on a 2-parter, I think we'll just spin again. This time, I think that probably makes the most sense. So here we go. Spinning the wheel. And tonight's episode is... Hopefully not... Oh, no! Oh, man!
Oh.
Well, that'll be fun.
You were saying
no, that'll be fun. No, that's fine. I'm fine with Threshold being the 1 episode we watched this evening.
Okay, I'm cool with it in that case.
It's gonna be fun. I have not seen that in a really long time. It's gonna be hard not to just constantly quote SF Debris, who has my favorite review of that, where he makes the whole Warp 10 thing analogous to a theory of like throwing a basketball in a basket that's not there, because it's supposed to be like, he says effing impossible, and he's like, yeah, there's no theory there. You're not gonna get it in the basket. There's no basket. That's effing impossible, and it's the basket.
That's good.
Tom puts in a $2 super chat and asks for Spirit Folk, so we'll put that on the wheel. Tom dominating the wheel with
everybody's just putting in all the classic Voyager episodes here. Jesus.
The classics, yes indeed. And he also says, what is your favorite Star Trek pet? By the way, before we answer that, if you're watching live right now and you could for me, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know how our balance is with the audio tonight. I've been having weird issues with OBS the last couple of live shows I've done, where no matter what I do and no matter what the slider looks like on my end, I end up overpowering the remote person that I have on the other end on Skype and clipping really badly at the tops. So like I have my slider really low right now. It's only in the yellow and not the green. Inside baseball, I know, but like it should show red if we're like really loud and clipping the tops, and it's not. And so I don't have any control over it. So if or rather I can't hear it. I can't tell. So let me know if that's a problem, and I will keep monkeying around with that slider. Do you have a favorite Star Trek pet, Brandon?
Well, it's kind of generic, but
there's not a lot of them.
There's not a huge amount of them, and I almost want to say, just because I liked the dog, I almost want to say Kirk's dog from Generations, but I'm actually gonna have to. I'm actually gonna have to go with Spot on this one, just because I'm a big cat person, and I didn't ever think we got to see enough of Spot.
Spot was in lots of episodes.
Spot was in a lot.
Yeah, I wanted more Spot.
He's second only to Porthos.
One of the things that I liked was when Worf took care of Spot.
Brandon, you want to come up a little bit closer so that you're in the mic, because I think you might sound kind of far away right now. So the problem with your idea of more Spot is that you could end up with something like a Night in Sickbay.
Which one is that?
With Porthos.
That's the one with the amazing shot of Porthos in the vat.
I haven't seen that one.
In Enterprise. It's awful. And it's like, if, I don't know, as soon as we finally did give a pet sort of its own episode, I mean, not really, it was pretty much just like the thing that was at stake that episode. Like, as soon as we did that, I was like, yeah, I'm glad we didn't do too much more with Spot. I don't know.
Okay.
We did enough with Spot. It's weird that Spot kept changing genders and stuff.
Yes, that's kind of humorous.
I don't know why that had to happen. Okay, thanks, Tom. If anybody has issues with audio throughout the show, let me know. It's so weird. It's oscillating back and forth. Sometimes I'll record no matter what I do. It's really, really quiet. And sometimes it's like bombastic and blows. It sounds like it's going to blow out a speaker. It's weird. So anyway. Thanks, Brandon. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of standard replicator.
I'm thinking my favorite pet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was already past the pet thing. I like Porthos because beagles are cool, and I thought I wanted a beagle until I had Chihuahua mixes, and I love my Chihuahua mixes, so I'm kind of good. But what is your favorite pet?
I like the Lapland. I was bringing that up.
What is that? I forget.
Kivas Fajos weird puppet thing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
There's not
for a
enough
second.
weird puppet things in Star Trek.
No, but there's some, and in fact, another weird puppet thing is also technically a pet. There's some more obscure stuff we could go to, certainly, now that I'm remembering things about Star Trek. You could go to the Venus Flytrap that Sulu has in Where No Man Has Gone Before. That would be a... Wait, what was that called?
Well, he calls it... One of them calls it Gertrude, and Rand calls it Beauregard. I can't remember.
That's right. They can't even decide the gender of the plant, because, it's a plant.
That was
no regard for Beauregard.
Hi, Wendell. Good to see you, man. Okay, let's go ahead and do some standard replicator. I have something in my Captain Little brain. It's about Star Trek, theoretically, and we're going to begin with... And the only hint I'm going to give you is it's a thing I've never done before, and it's... I don't know. I don't want to say obscure, because it's definitely a thing that you guys will know about, but some people would find this obscure, but not you guys.
Okay.
So that's the... Yeah. It's different than my normal picks, so... You guys will come up with it, I'm sure. Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it technology?
I have faith in you. No, it is not technology. Go ahead, Adam. And if you guys in the comments want to ask questions, this is sort of 20 questions, but more open-ended. It sometimes takes more than 20. We will give you guys collectively a turn there in the comments, so just make your questions based on everything you've heard so far. Adam, it is not alive. Brandon.
Not alive.
Is it a place?
No, it's not a place. We'll keep going between Adam and Brandon until I see something.
Is it an artifact, like a cultural artifact?
I think it broadly falls in that category, but I wouldn't call it like an important like touchstone kind of artifact.
Right.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it in the movies?
But I like the word artifact for this. I think that's good. I do not believe it ever shows up in a movie, Brandon.
Okay.
Is it in the original series?
No. Not original series, Brandon?
Next gen.
Yes. You got a yes, Brandon.
Finally.
Yes.
Go ahead, Adam.
I was thinking, does it belong? Is it like, is it associated with a particular main cast member?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Is it bigger than Worf?
Nope.
Not bigger than Worf.
Tom, is it a space station? No, it's not a space station.
Not bigger than Worf.
Is it organic? No, it's not organic. Adam?
Is it... I'm trying to think of what stuff people had. Is it a musical instrument?
No.
That was my next question.
No,
actually.
good question.
Is it... Is it symbolic of anything?
Yeah, I mean, it means something. It signifies something.
Okay.
Sure. No, Solar Dragon is not Geordi's visor, and that is technology, and I don't think you have enough to make guesses yet. Adam?
Randy, you asked if it's symbolic of something?
Yes.
No, Jason is not. Jason wants to know if it's from Earth. It is not from Earth.
Good question.
Not from Earth. Oh. Let me think here. Is it a weapon?
It is not a weapon.
Not a weapon.
Technology or otherwise. I suppose it could be used as such, maybe, but it isn't. But it is
trauma, maybe.
Precisely, but it is not. But it is not a weapon. Brandon,
is it?
Solar Dragon? It's not Riker's beard. That's organic. You're not even trying. I think Solar Dragon doesn't like this segment of the show. Brandon,
is it an award?
Uh-huh.
It is?
Yeah, it sure is.
Oh man, I don't have a guess for this.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere specific.
I was trying.
And give us a guess, Brandon.
Yeah,
come up with it. Is it that was quite the shot in the dark.
Is it
wow.
The award that Worf got from Forcus 3?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah. Well done. It's the trophy from Forcus 3
tournament.
That was crazy. Yeah, the Batleth tournament from Forcus 3. If you guys started asking more about sizes and stuff, I would have had to have said, like, it depends on what reality you're in. But, yeah. Okay, let's do another one. I'm thinking of something else that has to do with Star Trek, and we'll start this time with, the only clue I'll give you this time is I'm hoping Brandon knows this.
Okay.
It's
sorry. On the fringe of what may be my knowledge.
It's going to be one of those, yeah. It'll definitely be something you've heard of, but you may not be able to recall it.
I can at least contribute.
Yeah, sure. So sorry about that if that happens. Adam.
Well, that's going to set me off in this direction. Is it in Deep Space Nine?
It is indeed in Deep Space Nine. Yes, sir. Brandon.
It's deep in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
No, does Quark interact with
This is not a
it?
super deep pull thing, though. It definitely not.
Deep cut.
I do not believe so,
okay.
But there may be a scene that I'm forgetting. I'm almost positive not. That's a great question. I actually don't remember for sure. I'm pretty sure not. Almost positive not. Jason, is it in season 3 of a series? No, it is not in season 3 of a series. And he may have been asking about the last thing, but I thought I'd go ahead and use that question. Adam.
Does it appear in more than one episode of Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, this is a recurring thing. Yep.
Oh.
Would we find this thing at Ops?
Something exploded upstairs.
What was that?
Probably Mikey throwing himself on the floor. Would you find an Ops? No, not generally, and
okay.
I don't believe ever. Although there could be another moment that I'm not remembering.
Not found in Ops. So it's not a Cardassian vole.
It's sure not. I don't.
Not.
And that's mentioned multiple times, but I don't think you see one more than once. I think that is.
You just see one to one time.
I don't. Right. That's technically recurring. Yeah.
I like how that eliminates that for you.
Yep.
Like Cardassian vole.
Okay, Adam, give me a real question,
let me
sir.
think here. Did we ask? Is it alive?
We have not asked that. It is indeed alive.
It is alive.
Yeah. Solar Dragon, can you hold it in your hand? No. Brandon.
Is it bigger than Worf?
No, I do not believe so.
Okay.
Could be similarly sized, but I believe smaller. Mm-hmm. Okay. Jason wants to know if someone to watch over me is on the wheel. I don't think it is. Well, maybe it is.
So is this a recurring character?
Yes.
Recurring character.
It is a recurring character. Is that your question?
Yes.
Is it male?
It is male.
Male recurring character.
Jason, I don't see it.
Never found at Ops. Most likely not found at Ops.
Like 98% sure.
Don't know if he ever went to Quark's. Or if Quark interacted with him.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Does this person
this character does at least walk through Ops, I believe.
Okay.
But it's not a character like stands around there for any amount of time. For very long anyway. Now that I'm thinking more about it, yeah, I think he is there at some point. But anyway.
Is this a person that is? Let me think here.
Solar Dragon, it is not a changeling. It is not Bajoran.
Is this person a part of Starfleet?
Yes.
Part of Starfleet.
Yeah, Jason, we'll let you put that on the board, man.
Is this person also a member of the Maquis?
No.
Okay.
Does this person get into trouble?
Yeah.
Oh.
At some point, I would have to answer that with a yes.
Let me think here.
Just get off the screen already, God. My computer's being a little sluggish tonight. I don't know. I think I have too much stuff open.
God, what could it be? Somebody gets into trouble, and they're Starfleet, and we don't see them on.
They walk through us maybe once.
Maybe once.
I wouldn't worry too much about the gets into trouble question. That's the thing. I would have to answer that in the affirmative, but that's not
an ancillary thing.
Primary thing that you would. Yeah, I don't even know if I would say ancillary, but you'll understand when you know what it is. Yeah. So
this
throwing off the
person
trail.
Was this person?
We're not talking about like a Ferengi mischievous sort of character,
right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? We're not looking for like a Loki type.
Right. Let me think here. We said it's male, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not how you spell Cardassian, and no, this character is not Cardassian.
I'm drawing a blank here. Does this person die in the show?
Boy, I'm trying to remember.
Just trying to remember how to tell us something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in his last appearance he does die. I'm actually not remembering that for sure. I'm almost positive that that's how that ends, but I mean it's been a while.
Does he die?
I can't believe I'm blanking on that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well then I guess you wouldn't know the answer to that question. Then I was going to ask if he dies at the hands of the Dominion.
No, it wouldn't be that kind of death. Yeah.
So he doesn't die at the hands of the Dominion?
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Solar Dragon, it is human, yeah.
Just thought it might be that guy that
Jason, this is an interesting question. And this hopefully will help you guys out. Jason is your savior this evening. Is he in command? Yes. Basically, yes.
He's in command.
He has a command post.
Is he an admiral?
No.
That was the question I was going to ask soon. Is he?
But yeah, that would be the field he's in, I would say.
Did we ask if
he's in charge of something? Let me say that.
Is he in more than one episode?
We said that. He's recurring.
Oh, okay, he is recurring.
Recurring.
Is he stationed on DS9?
No. Now, I'm going to give each of you guys one more shot because Solar Dragon's got it there in the comments.
Oh, wow.
We've got a guy who's got it.
He's got it. Wow. He's not stationed on Deep Space Nine. Good Lord. Well, I'm drawing a blank here. Do you know, Brandon?
Okay, like I said, Solar Dragon got it. Good job. And I was making fun of Solar Dragon for not taking the game seriously, and he totally got it. The answer is Luther Sloane.
Oh, Luther Sloane.
Oh, I know the name, but I can't picture the face.
Section 31. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
man,
what
I
we're
wouldn't have
looking
guessed
for.
that.
Yeah. So he is in command. He's in charge of something.
He's whatever he is. He presents himself as Director Sloane when we first see him, and he's got like captain pips, but I think that's all up front. So who knows what rank he is?
I don't know what rank he is, but he's definitely in charge.
Right.
If not the top of Section 31, some segment of it. Does he die in that episode? I thought he did, but I wasn't totally. But yeah, because they have that whole like mindscape thing.
It's in that, yeah, when they're in his mind.
O'Brien and Bashir have to go in his mind, yeah. And I thought he died at the end of that.
Yeah.
Was it the Dominion that caused whatever made that happen?
No, he took something to keep them from getting. He had the antidote to what was killing Odo. The changeling virus.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. That's what it was. You guys ready to do a little bit of trivia?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, that's what we're going to do now.
Adam's overwhelming.
Okay, everybody grab something to write with. We're going to do another quiz. Because with just 2 live people outside of folks in the chat, it's easier to do quizzes than it is games. So that's mostly what I've been writing lately. Tonight, we're going to do another 20-question quiz. And you're going to see pictures this time. And Adam, I can switch this to my main screen so that you can see it a little larger.
Okay.
That should help.
It never gets old.
And tonight we're going to do a picture quiz for women in TNG.
Okay.
I'm going to show you 20 pictures of ladies in Star Trek The Next Generation, and you have to write down who they are. I will say some of this will be really simple for both of you guys. At least 2 of these are really hard.
Okay.
And at least 2 of these are things I would not have been able to come up with. But I put them there because I needed 20 that weren't the most obvious of obvious. So, like, I didn't put Guinan on there. You know what I mean? So I needed 20 women that you had a chance at remembering the names of, and the 2... maybe 3. The 2 that you'll have a hard time with, you'll go, I know who that is. But you may not remember the names. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because these are characters that, for the 15 years I ran Star Trek Club, we never did trivia about, and I'm now regretting that. Because when I found them while I was working on this, I was like, why don't we know the names of these characters?
That's fun.
And so I like to occasionally slip those things in our trivia and then start bringing them up every now and again so that a little bit, it'll be like Berlinghoff Rasmussen, where, like, you know, when you were a kid, you could have never come up with that. But because we never stop freaking talking about that character, you'll forevermore remember who that is. And other people think that that's a very obscure character, but not to us.
I mean, Matt Frewer is kind of larger than life in anything he's in.
That's true. Yeah, yes, indeed. But a lot of people will be like, wait, you remember
his name?
Berlinghoff Rasmussen? Yeah. There was a time where the starship, the Pegasus, seemed kind of, obscure and random to me. And you have a different perspective when you do this a long time. Okay, everybody ready?
All right.
Yes. Indeed.
All right, here we go. I didn't number these, so if I get off on the numbers, you guys number your papers and help me remember where we're at.
Sounds
here we go.
Good.
All right. Here is. Can you see that, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here is your first woman in TNG. Who is that person? We'll start you with the easy one.
Well, I'm drawing a complete blank, and I know her. I know exactly who she is.
It's great. Is it going to be like this with every one of them, where we have to just listen to Brandon hem and haw?
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
No, I'm not drawing a blank.
I thought that was a
Brandon.
I thought you meant you were. If you are.
No, I know who it is.
I cannot think of her name.
Okay, well that's okay. We can also come back to these and roll through them real fast. At the end. By the way, like often happens when we're doing trivia, I'm using up all my screens right now, so I can't look at the chat. So in the chat, you guys don't spoil anything for anybody. If you know the answers, don't put them in the chat right now. Just write them down for yourself and grade your own paper. Okay, and then when we get to the end, I'll reveal who all the characters are.
No cheating.
No cheating, because cheating in Star Trek Club
is stupid.
Okay, here comes the second character. Who's that?
I knew you were going to throw her in there.
Well, I had to pick 20 women that weren't the obvious women. But I guess that was by definition obvious for Brandon. Is somebody coming down the staircase?
Can't see the pictures on your screen.
Oh, well that's because I'm dumb and I forgot to put them there. Thanks, Sam. Okay, so hold on, guys. We're gonna go back. Cap's an idiot. It's been a while, okay?
And since we couldn't read the comments,
we never would have known.
Thank you, Sarah.
This would have been the most useless episode of Star Trek Club.
Nobody knows why I'm hemming and hawing.
I want to welcome everybody to the worst episode of Star Trek Club. All right, this was the first one. That's the first person. Sarah's up there like, I want to play, but my husband's dumb. Okay, that was the first person. We're just watching Brandon. It's been hot. Nobody even knows. All right, well, that was embarrassing in the best way possible. Then this was the second person. That's the second lady from TNG. Okay, and then this is picture number 3. Who's that? That is from an episode that we have watched in Star Trek Club.
Recently. I think we watched it recently.
Reasonably recently, yeah.
Pretty
well,
recent.
I mean, recently in the scope that it's been almost 2 months, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, even before that, I think it'd been a couple months, yeah?
I don't think so, actually.
That wasn't,
Maybe a few
no,
weeks.
that wasn't that recent. Which could be a couple months, man. Okay, and then, here is our 4th.
I feel like it was more recent.
You and your semantics. Our 4th lady from TNG is that person.
Which one is it?
Exactly. Most of these are human, but not that one.
I think that's her.
There aren't a lot of memorable alien women in TNG, if you think about it. Most of the girls that we have names for that we would remember are human. Interestingly, I just thought of that. And then our next picture is that person. Some of these look like high school yearbook photos. Brandon, so far, how many of these have you actually written something down for?
4 of them.
Oh, okay, that's good. And then...
I'm pretty sure I know who that Klingon was.
And then who's that?
Oh my god. I know.
Oh,
What's her first name?
I don't remember her first name.
Oh my god, I know who it is. I just remember. I remember
I should
her
also
husband's
mention
name.
some of these won't have more than one name, and if you can get a first name, that's probably good enough. For this particular case, I would hope that you come up with the first name and not just the last name, but yeah.
I had the last name. I could. Let me think. I think I know her first name. I think.
Boy, that was really nice of my wife to save Star Trek Club. Okay, our next picture. There's a softball. There's a softball for you, Brandon.
That one's a good one.
That's a character that we can't go through a club meeting without bringing up. I bet 23 episodes of this show that character's name has come up somewhere. And then here's somebody from an episode that I never go back to.
Oh, I don't recognize her at all.
Oh no. Well, she's got like a TOS hairstyle. So if you don't know the context, you look at that and you're like, wait, is that a TNG thing?
I've seen all of TNG, and I'm not recognizing her off the top of my head.
Yeah, you definitely know who that is, but with like
Wait,
nothing else around for context.
Oh, that might be...
Look, I can't tell you, okay?
No, I know, but I'm thinking that might be that person. I have no idea their name.
You know, it might be that person. It's entirely plausible that it's that person. Next up, it's another softball. Everybody ought to know who that is. if you know your TNGs. Okay, what was that? 11?
That's 8.
I think that was 8. No, that was 9. That's 9.
That was not 9.
Is that
Oh,
9?
no, it definitely should have been. Is there one you missed, Brandon?
There must have... Oh, I didn't answer for that one, and I'm sorry. That is not... I didn't answer 8.
Skip.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
9,
yeah.
not 10. Okay, cool. And then... Who's that person?
Oh... Yeah, I don't know her name.
Adam, is this pretty easy so far?
Pretty easy.
Okay, I skipped one, so I won't get stuck on 10.
Next up. Who's that person?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know her name. Son of a gun. I can hear Riker saying it, but...
I don't know that Riker ever says her name in that movie. He has
I don't know
very
either.
little screen time with that character.
I thought he said it at least once.
I mean, maybe. It's possible, but that wouldn't have been the first voice that would have come to my head.
No, I know Picard said it too, but...
Well, yeah, because they spend most of their time together. Who's that person?
Oh. That's an easy one.
Okay, here comes the first one I have to apologize for.
Is this number 13 then?
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Oh Jesus! I know who it is. I don't remember. I have no idea what her name is. I remember.
Low
I know
budget
exactly
Ellen
who it is.
I was gonna say, and the answer is not Ellen DeGeneres.
Low budget Ellen DeGeneres.
I'm gonna be surprised on that one.
Yep, I don't know it either.
Who's that?
Oh my God! Not Amanda Grayson.
Exactly.
I think this is her name. It's close. I don't.
All right, just a few more left, guys. Here's another softball.
This is 14.
This is 15.
15.
How'd
No,
you
I
get
missed
off
14
again?
then. Oh, so many of these.
Every time you don't know one, you should just type whoops.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for this one, you won't know this person's real name. It's fine to use what they're called through the whole episode, okay? Who's that?
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh.
She's scolding Brandon for not knowing her name. Look at that.
Damn.
She's like waving her finger at Brandon.
Pretty much.
You're
And what
supposed
I
to-
want to say
you're supposed
is
to know
not
me,
it,
Brandon.
but that's a completely different. That's an entity. That's not even her.
Okay, that one's easy. Who's that?
No.
Brandon, remember back when we used to do action figure trivia?
Yes.
I'd have like a big pile of action figures, and you had to identify them by their face.
I remember seeing her action figure at the outlet mall at KB Toys, which shows you how popular
6,000 years ago.
how popular she was. You're gonna
This is
I'm
another
gonna blow
character.
your mind, because I know her name. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Do you really? Dang it! This one never sticks with me.
I definitely
And I know
the
her,
episode.
the other guy's name too behind her.
That's the other
This
one
is
I
a
was.
weird name.
That's the other one I was going to apologize for, but apparently Adam didn't need me to apologize for that. Two left. We have that
Oh, God.
person.
Oh,
What is
boy.
her name? I know who she is, but I can't remember her name.
Well,
Oh
I
my
got
God.
less than half of these, I think. No, I got half of them.
Okay, I'll give you the clue on that because it might help Brandon. Are you ready? If you can identify the episode, you'll know the character's name.
Oh God, you're right. Oh, help me out.
I couldn't believe you said that. You're like, what is her name? If you know the episode, then you know her name.
All
Can't
right,
think of that either, so.
Oh,
help me out.
sorry, Brandon. I thought I
No,
helped you guys
I mean,
both
it
out.
could have, but it didn't.
All right, finally, this one should be pretty easy. Who's that?
That means I need to change my other answer.
And the answer is not female Q.
Female Q. And no, it's Natoth from Babylon 5.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in that. For anybody that hasn't heard, Adam and I were talking about this the other day. We lost Mira Furlan this week, who played Dalen in that show and Rousseau in Lost, and yeah, everybody from that show is going.
I counted. I think it's 7 people have died from that show's main cast.
That's really sad.
It's crazy.
Now, to be fair, she was probably getting up there a little bit, right? Like how
She was only in her 60s.
was she
Not that-
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. I thought you were gonna. I was never sure. That's one of those actors who, unless you look it up, it's hard to peg her age.
Right.
So I thought you were gonna tell me she was like 75 and just turned out to be a lot older than I thought.
No.
Which still, I mean, you hope to live past 75, but I mean,
Right.
you know, it's. older than 65. Anyway, okay, so there is the quiz. There's all 20 of your pictures, and now we'll go through the answer key and find out who everybody was.
I figured out who the first person was, by the way.
I hope you're not counting spelling.
No, I'm not counting spelling. Don't worry about that. So the first picture, of course, was Leia Brahms.
Leia Brahms.
Yeah.
And then we had Sonia Gomez.
Right, I missed that one.
It's all over you. Yes.
And Brandon should know the next one.
Robin Leffler.
Robin Leffler was
Ashley
the next
Judd.
one.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
And I did not put both of the Klingon sisters. I just included
Just one of them.
B'Etor.
Oh, good, I got it right.
Good job.
Yes.
That would be B'Etor. And then we have
Nurse Ogawa.
Nurse Ogawa.
Alyssa
That's
Ogawa.
right. Alyssa Ogawa. And then we have Helena
Yes.
Rashenko.
I knew it was Rashenko.
Helen Rashenko.
Helen, I knew it was. And her husband is Sergei.
And then, right. And then never a first name given.
Commander Shelby.
Shelby.
I thought her first name was Elizabeth.
Only in novels. We don't have a name for her in that episode.
Oh, they never gave her a name.
And that is not retroactively canonicized in any way. There's not ever a mention on screen of her first name being Elizabeth. So, yeah, that is a Peter David thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I assume he gave her that first. Or it may be that she shows up in a novel before he used her, and whoever did it there gave her Elizabeth. I always assumed he did it. But I don't know, because she's in New Frontier, and she's she's Calhoun's second.
When we saw The Best of Both Worlds in the theaters, I loved in her little interview how she could still recite her line
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I've listened to a podcast from her, and she does it that well. But you know what? That's not that impressive, because she was in like 1-2-part episode and has retold that story 6 billion times at conventions, because she did that same thing when I saw her at a convention like 15 years ago.
But I mean, that's true, yes, but I like the fact that she can do it.
Then we've got Amanda Rogers.
Amanda Rogers, yes, I got that right.
That was the first, you might not know this.
I did not know that.
She was a Q, and that's also Kevin Arnold Tippy's sister from the Wonder Years.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
Yes, and her parents were killed by a tornado in
Tornado.
Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka.
Yeah, because the way the Qs decided to execute her parents was just turn off the weather grid and then send a tornado.
Reenact Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. That was weird. And it was very strange hearing Picard say Topeka, Kansas. Or was it Data?
Kansas.
Somebody said
Data
it.
said it.
Yeah, it was weird. Okay, so was that who you thought it was and you just couldn't come up with a name, or did you never even have the...
I never
Okay.
I was not even in the ballpark.
Vash?
Vash.
Nella Darren?
Neela
Darren.
Darren. Of course,
Nella.
I missed that one.
Well,
That's a
Nella
weird
Darren.
name.
Yep. Yeah, but it's kind of a pretty name. I've never met anybody named that, but I like that name. That is... We did that a lot in Star Trek, where we'll pick things that sound kind of spacey, that could be names, but I don't know if they're actually names.
Nebula Darren.
Well, that would just be dumb. That sounds like a Discovery name. I can totally see Discovery calling someone Nebula. Yeah, absolutely.
Or Nebulon.
That's great. But anyway, that's from Lessons. And then I just put in one movie person. There's Lily Sloane.
Oh,
I had
Sloane.
Lily. I forgot her last name.
No relation?
I had Lily, but I couldn't remember. Well,
No
one.
relation. Minuet.
Minuet.
Everybody knows
Minuet.
Minuet with those insane eyes. And then this is the one that I've never known her name, but like I've seen Ethics 5 times. I feel like I should know her
Ethics.
name. Toby Russell, and I think the reason we don't
Her
remember it
name's
is just because
Toby?
that's
Oh
it's
my
just because
God.
that's not an especially effeminate name. Yeah,
Didn't realize that was ethics.
Toby Russell, and then Perrin.
Perrin, I got it right. I knew it was something like that.
I did not get that one.
Yeah, I was surprised that you looked half stumped for a second. I was like, is he really gonna miss Perrin? And then we have Rolarin.
Rolarin.
And then we have the
Missed
devil
it.
herself.
I knew the devil.
Ardra.
I almost put devil.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, you got that. And then we got Sela,
Stila.
naturally.
And then mine is coming
Would
up
you
today.
believe that this is one of like 5 characters with this first name? Marta,
Marta Bertanides.
whatever her last name is, because I could, Botanides.
And
That's-
Patrick Stewart going,
That's
Botanides,
from, that's from
Botanides.
Tapestry. And then, if you know the
Hey, don't
episode,
make-
you know the character. It's Aquiel.
Aquiel Unari.
Aquiel, one of the worst episodes of anything, not just TNG, but things, and then finally, Kalar.
Kalar.
Yes,
Do you
indeed.
remember?
that one. So
and,
one,
and do you
two,
remember
three.
the other friend of Picard in Tapestry?
No, I can't remember his name.
Hortensuela.
Oh yeah, Sweller.
Well, I got a
Hortensuela.
50%.
That's not terrible, dude.
I mean, for me, it's not. That's for sure.
No, good job, man. Adam, how did you do, dude?
I missed one, and then I didn't get Sloane for Lily. I forgot that was her last name.
But you got her first name, right?
Yeah, I got her first name, and then that woman from Ethics. Couldn't remember that at all.
Yeah. No, because her name is Toby.
I
guess
don't even
her name is
recognize her
Nonsense.
from
I
that
didn't have
episode.
ethics.
Okay, so tonight we're gonna watch.
Threshold.
We're gonna watch the only episode that I've ever heard a producer of a Star Trek series say they want to decanonicize.
Is that their sentiment or just because of fan
No,
pressure?
I mean, like, Braga considers this episode null and void and does not exist.
Really?
Yes.
Braga, of all
Yeah, and he
people.
wrote it. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to third season Voyager.
Well, you know you screwed up at that point.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't know where it is in that season, but we'll find it, and then we'll take a quick break before we watch it.
I can't believe that was already all the way in the third season.
Say it again.
I can't believe that was all the way in the third season.
All the way in the third season. What, you think that seems like more of like a second season episode?
Yeah, I think it's more of a second season episode. Alright, where is it at? I'm trying to find it.
It's pretty late in the season, if memory serves.
Jeez.
Or is it two? I thought it was
It's
three.
gotta be two.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is two. Like I said, I'm rusty. I remember that being three, but I guess it's not.
Oh, excuse
Goodness.
me.
Yeah, it's episode 15 of season
Of season two. Okay. I don't know why I thought
Threshold.
that. All right, everybody get it to timestamp 0. Pull it up on your Netflix or anywhere else that you might find Star Trek or your discs or whatever. Make sure you're at timestamp 0, and we will come back to you in about 5 minutes or so. We're all going to take a quick break. See you in just a little bit, folks. Hold on. That's not what I meant to do. That was weird. Why do we have
Sonic!
I still have that tab from a million years ago? Wow. Anyway, we'll be right back. All right, gentlemen. Is everybody ready to break the warp 10 barrier and turn into lizards?
Yes. I will
You
become a
should
lizard.
get the action figure out for this.
So I've got that. I thought about it. Yeah. So I've got the the Tom Paris. That was the Thomas Riker. The Tom.
Thomas Riker.
I'm rusty. I thought Tom Paris was in this episode.
Nicholas Locano.
Why am I talking right now? Where's that coming from?
I don't know.
Oh, it's in my pocket.
Oh no!
My phone is playing our video. That was really funny. Anyway, I thought it was on your end, and I was gonna give you crap about it. And then I was like, I think that's coming from this room.
What's funny though is that Thomas is kind of like a morph of the word Tom in Paris. If you just Thomas.
Sure.
So maybe that's where your mind went.
Absolutely, sure. That's what it was.
Do you have the little accessories that came with the action figure too?
That's what I was gonna say. Yes, it came with the lizards. that they turn into what people like to call the salamanders that they turn into for no reason at all. If you go past warp 10, if you go past the threshold, as it were, which is supposed to be impossible, the unfortunate side effect is that you will eventually lose your tongue and then transform into a lizard, which is apparently evolution. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
I think I've only seen this episode maybe 3 times, maybe.
Oh man, how well do you remember the most uncomfortable moment in anything?
Oh, I remember
where he doesn't have a tongue.
This is
and
why
we have to listen to dialogue. In fact, in fact, I encourage everyone to watch that scene with subtitles because it's the only way to watch it. All right, here we go. We're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna watch. We're gonna get it out of the freaking way. I'm excited to see how many zeros show up in the chat from scores. Here we go. Everybody get ready. Everybody please press play. Right now.
Oh boy.
That doesn't look like critical velocity.
Nope.
It's critical velocity.
It's critical velocity in TOS.
So here's another trans
where they never have a warp effect. Yeah, exactly. So one of the many weird, confusing things about this is that we've talked about this in this club before, we had a thing called transwarp already. Now, I don't know what it did exactly, but it wasn't this.
Yeah, I don't know
wasn't
either.
breaking
No one
the
knows.
warp 10 threshold and winding up in this, every place at the same time.
And it's not even the thing they use later in Voyager.
Yeah, it's not slipstream either.
No, yeah, the slipstream. And then the Borg have transwarp, which is like
they have transwarp conduits.
The hubs.
And the way they use it there is they kind of compromise and they say, okay, we can't be at every point in the universe simultaneously, but we have these basically like Stargate things that'll just like shoot you around. And it's like, well, you'd have to be at the place to build the thing before you could go there. So like, how long did it take the Borg to travel there? And the Borg hadn't even been at Earth by TNG, so like how far and they've got one that opens right at the Alpha Quadrant, which is weird. And
Sector 00.
It opens right and like by Earth, like next to it.
Right next to it.
Yeah. Like closer than the moon.
So like Starfleet's not
Maybe they can
checking
open
that out,
up, but they can't
trying to see
go
if they can
back
use it
into it or something.
So how come in this holodeck simulation that we find out it's a holodeck simulation, other than it's showing us they're on the holodeck, why did the program terminate when the ship exploded? It was like that.
Like game over.
I guess, but like, I don't feel like that it usually did stuff like that in the Voyager holodeck.
I don't know.
Oh, this is still the Kess years.
Yeah, did you miss the memo about season 2?
No, I just forgot about Kess, honestly. It's fine by me, but...
Blessed Sim, oh look, the holodeck couldn't even render a warp 10 explosion. It crashed and
That's
shut
what I'm
down.
saying, yeah. And she goes, "You're dead."
Like Tom was trying to play Cyberpunk 77.
Is that what I haven't been reading about? is that it crashes all the time.
And it's just got a million glitches, and they still haven't patched it, right?
It
Oh,
was
that's
a
too bad.
I'm not
boondoggle,
playing that.
from
but-
what I've heard.
I just mean I haven't been.
Boondoggle.
If they ever fix it, maybe down the road I will.
It
But...
had a cool looking aesthetic if I played those types of games.
Yeah.
All right.
Threshold.
Dramatic theme.
Is that how you fill dead air? You just say the name of the episode we're watching?
Yes. Threshold.
So they're going to have this long, boring conversation about how to fix the problem of doing something that's impossible. And then Neelix is going to walk up and have a dumb analogy having to do with coffee or something. And then they're going to go, oh my god, Neelix, you're a genius. And, like, he fixed all of it. And if it wasn't for Neelix just, like, saying something obvious, they wouldn't be able to break the Warp 10 barrier. But yeah, the whole thing about about transwarp is that's what the Excelsior could do. And all we knew about it is that it was a cool, different kind of engine. It had trans in front of the word warp. That's all we knew. Like...
She doesn't want to do it.
So
That's a
yeah, they're
tiny
being
little table.
really condescending, but they should be, because it's Neelix.
Trebalian. Remember
It's not even
that
a
one,
real
Adam.
thing. You made that up. Trebalian. I'll call him BS, Neelix. But we're gonna do it
We're
anyway.
gonna try anyway.
It's a theoretical impossibility. So how can something in theory be both impossible, but it might be possible?
It's a theoretical impossibility, but the theory's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get trying to disprove a theory because, like theories don't always end up being right, but the idea that they even think that they could do this is really silly, and then it's even worse that they do it, of course.
And then they just use a stock shuttlecraft to do it. It's weird. We die.
Cinematographic, we're sitting around 518.
You know, it's funny because when you're traveling at warp, you're not actually moving that fast. You're compressing space in front of you and expanding it behind you. So why would it tear the warp nacelles off necessarily? Just too much energy through them?
That's a great question. The reason is because Star Trek has never, ever, ever known the difference between folding space and moving at a velocity.
That's true. That's very, very true.
So the reason it rips it off is because Warp 10 should be very, very fast, except it's not speed.
Right.
Because you're in a bunch of places all at the same thing.
Yeah,
you're everywhere at once.
Like,
and here's the other thing, too.
Expanded yourself. Like,
why do you even want to try to do that? Because even if it wasn't a theoretical impossibility, and you actually could break the barrier and be everywhere at once, because it's weird. They're trying to disprove a theoretical impossibility, but they believe the actual theory enough to think that you will be everywhere. Like, that's what the theory is, that you'll be everywhere in the universe at once. And then they think they can control that? Like, even if you could make that happen...
Exactly. And Tom Paris is like, I'm here. I was with the Kazons. I was with the Klingons. I was with the Earth. I'm like, how did you come back?
How is that... how is that worth the risk? And it's gonna be one of those things where he'll just be like, oh, you've got to let me make this flight, and I'm totally willing to take this risk because it would be history breaking. And they try to treat it like a pioneering airplane flight or something.
Neil Armstrong or Chuck Yeager or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Why aren't they like jumping up and down, rejoicing, like, you've done it, you've done it?
Cinematographic about 7:04.
I don't think, just on the basis of, what if you had everybody trying to go Warp 10 all the time? Everybody would be everywhere all at the same time.
Some random place. Like,
yeah, but wouldn't you get combined
with
other things?
It's not like he's going in a circle.
I guess not. The assumption I make, because he's able, like Adam said a minute ago, he's able to perceive it somehow, which I don't buy at all. I feel like if you were everywhere at once, you wouldn't even have any perception of that. And like you said, he is somewhat discombobulated. I don't think he totally gets it, but it seems like he's able to see some things. I wouldn't think that. Like just like when you're being beamed, it's not like you have perception, except for those stupid episodes where we do.
Except for when Barnacle can see the.
Except for when we have that. Yeah, see, she's even talking about it like that whole pioneering flight thing. But what she should be saying is, it's insanely dangerous, and you're essentially just scattering your molecules potentially all over the universe.
Yeah, but Janeway's not known for like playing it safe. She's a crazy woman, really.
She's just inconsistent. Because sometimes she absolutely is playing it safe.
Okay, that's true. But
and she's not going to let him. She's going to initially, if memory serves, try to get him not to go over safety concerns. If I'm remembering that right. But anyway, to something you said a minute ago, when you said like wouldn't everybody get mixed up and stuff, I would think it would be more like you turn like non-corporeal for the period that you'd be out of phase. Is kind of the way they play it.
I guess that's
they just said they
true.
wanted to use Harry because he's expendable. Basically, I think.
They should just have like a bunch of clones of Harry Kim like around just in case they lose one.
Oh gosh, he died once. We'll bring him back.
So now we have to contrive some like tiny brain thing that's only a problem if you're everywhere in the universe at the same time.
You fly the ship, Tom. What exactly does Harry do?
Is it? You'd be the first. Yeah.
Cinematographic, they name drop.
That was so hard.
It's hard to explain.
Zephyr Cochrane a lot. Although, to be fair, I guess it's actually kind of cool that they've name dropped that at this point, because I don't think... Has First Contact come out yet?
I don't know.
Or is it about to come out? I don't think
so. No, but First Contact came out when this show was in season 3.
Yeah, but they would have been in the middle of developing it.
Production,
probably.
Right? They would have been shooting it probably.
So what I'm saying is,
a name.
Well, no, it's a TOS episode. But
okay, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, these people don't like Berman has this whole stupid thing about this. They don't like referencing TOS like at all, as much as they can help it. That is only there because they're in the middle of production on First Contact right now, and now they know who that is because they pulled that character out and reinvented him. But I guarantee you, they would not have thought to mention him if it weren't for the fact that they're making First Contact. Well, I say that. We've got stuff like the Daystrom Institute and things like that. I guess sometimes like big scientist names will come up. I guess there's that.
Wasn't there a thing on there's like a thing called like the Cochrane Manifold or something like that in TNG.
That's true. No, what I'm saying is not fair. The shuttlecraft that he'll use for this is called the Cochrane, by the way.
Is this the first time we see this different kind of shuttlecraft that they've apparently had for a season and a half already, but we never see before?
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry, you guys were talking over each other. What?
I was saying, I think this is the first time we see this kind of shuttlecraft that they've had apparently on this ship for a season and a half, and they didn't actually ever bother to show it until this point. But they showed a different kind.
Yeah. The one they have before seems like a midpoint between like the TNG tech and the Voyager tech.
Right, exactly.
And then this looks a lot more like what you would expect to see on Deep Space Nine or like on the Enterprise E or something. I don't know if we ever see a shuttle from the E, but that's kind of what you would expect it to look like.
We do. Do we see a shuttle? Is that what they fly? I think, that's what they fly in Insurrection when they're trying to get
I thought that was white, though.
That was...
Maybe not.
That was... I don't know.
But the Akutas are clearly like in this weird like transition of evolution of what the Star Trek tech is looking like right now.
Right.
I am now everywhere.
Is he everywhere?
And nowhere.
Uh-oh. It's getting weird. Oh my god, it's full of stars.
But since Sim, for context, this episode takes place between DS9's Crossfire and Return to Grace, and after the episode, Janeway decided to not be friends with people anymore, and before the Suitor murder episode. Thanks, Busted Sim.
I just watched Crossfire again yesterday.
Crossfire! Have we watched that one in Club? I can't remember.
Yes, we did. I don't know who put it on the wheel. That's the one where Odo gets friend zoned.
Cinematographic roll credits. That's great. Well, somebody was complaining earlier that the problem with this episode is that by the end they have, like, solved the whole premise of the show, but not really, because if they try this again, they're risking turning into lizards. So I guess that's supposed to be the whole idea, is that, like...
But apparently the Doctor can just undo that, so why can't they just all turn into lizards, and then he just undo it all when
no, that's true. Well, in that case, it does start to feel more like Tribble Blood from Darkness. Yeah. Crud. And they have to just keep, like, they keep coming up with all of these ways that they could get home, and then they have to contrive reasons they can't use it. I mean, you're absolutely right about that.
Right.
I forgot how easily he reversed that.
I mean, they could just leave the Doctor on, and he could just give... Well, this was before the mobile emitter, so they wouldn't be able to crawl their way to the sick bay to get treatment or whatever. So maybe that was the problem.
And I just think it's silly that it has this, like, arbitrary side effect. Like,
it's so random.
You'd think that the problem would be, like, immediate destabilization of molecules or something, which Voyager does, by the way, all the time with other stuff.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna have this side effect for living tissue, but not for the craft that got you there. So like the ship is totally durable. There's no problem with a ship being everywhere at once. But if a person does it, he evolves into something crazy.
Right.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm understanding this. But yeah,
apparently it doesn't happen right away. So the Doctor could just stop this reverse process or whatever after they use it once to get home.
Yeah.
So if he was everywhere, wasn't he describing the far reaches of the
other galaxies?
Like, just first off, why was he saying I could see inside Voyager?
He should have been like, and then there were these, like, weird giant heads that knew everything, and yeah.
How did he get back? Okay, thank you.
So I always like to think...
Well, I don't know. I think you just broke the whole premise, Janeway.
I always like to think of the Doctor
I just thought my way back.
as his ultimate person that he became, and so when I get to see him in earlier seasons with this bad bedside manner and before he evolved, I really appreciate that, because it just reminds me what they did with him. And
right. So, like, and I can't remember if this is before or after we've hit the reset button with him and then kind of pretended like we didn't do that. We just sort of forget all about it. Because he has an episode where he has to
he has to learn everything again. That's crazy.
And lose everything and start back from square one, and it's very quickly forgotten.
Yes.
And that's a great episode, too.
And then they just ignore it.
But since I was everywhere, and then I decided not to stop at Earth and tell them we were alive or anything. Well, to be fair, the way he described... Look, it's all dumb. I'm not taking up for this too much, but he doesn't seem to have control of anything but being able to go back where he started. Because the way he describes that, he's like, well, I just basically turned the engines off and wound up back at Voyager. I mean, that's essentially what he said.
So it's a useless invention then. Because they would just turn the engines off.
Yeah, if you can't end up anywhere, you just be everywhere at once.
Well, you could use it for research. I mean, look how he just charted this whole area.
But they're trying to get home.
I know, but it's useless to them and their immediate goal, but it would be very useful
in their predicament
to the society in the long run.
Is that the spy guy? The Kazon spy?
I don't remember. I think
Jonas
that's happened
or whatever
already.
his name is.
Jonas. Whatever. Jonas. There
Jono. Jono.
That's a different thing.
No, stop that bracket.
No.
Oh, is that the guy that has that stupid yell thing he does?
Yes, he goes.
Is that the kid from Home Improvement, or does he just look like that kid?
He looks like that.
I'm about to throw this entire episode into a spiral more than it already throws itself into. This is the exact. This is the exact type of thing that
I'm
would.
making the benign. Somebody put that on the wheel so we can make that. Do that.
No!
This is the exact.
What is that called?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this is the exact type of thing that should have garnered Q's attention.
Oh, there's a pad
Like
thing.
specifically because
No, 'cause
he'd
he'd just be like-
to be everywhere at once.
No, he thinks it's funny. He would be like, it's fine, they're just gonna turn into lizards.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe, but like I think he would have showed up at least.
Uh-oh, now he's gonna take his
Only
tongue
if he
out.
thought that they would be a threat because of it. They're clearly not. He's gonna turn into a
Well,
lizard, and then they're gonna
well.
decide to never use it again. Like, I mean, yeah, if they could use it to go anywhere they wanted to, maybe so. Because he doesn't like that humanity's venturing out even as far as they're venturing out in the second season of TNG. We also are already in, like, a different kind of section of Q-ness at this point, Brandon, where, like,
Right.
he's lost
Not
all
the-
that. He's not that
He's not the
character anymore.
guy like he was when it first started.
It's true.
Yeah, he's in a completely different phase of that, but probably in his third phase at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this Busted Sim. I'm with you. So clearly this episode is new Star Trek in a nutshell. It's got nice character beats, but it makes no sense if you think about it at all. Who decided to make several seasons of Threshold?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So-
essentially right.
Doesn't Voyager have site-to-site transport? Because she just asked the transporter room to beam him to sick bay.
I mean, they use site-to-site a lot more later on.
They're
They're still at this point pretending a lot more like they have to be more careful with power usage and stuff. But yeah, I thought about the whole about the spore engine with Discovery also, Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Star Trek is always desperate to outdo the warp drive for some reason, and then we never keep whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, they never bring it back.
It's like we want to break. We want to make a big event out of breaking the physics of the show, but then the physics are broken, so we have to find some way to go back to status quo because it's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You wanted to end the show in its second season.
So it's exactly. So it's kind of Discovery wanted to end its show during the pilot with that spore drive, but
Yeah.
it's weird the number of times that Tom Paris specifically ends up having to breathe something else besides air.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true. Because the Demon Class.
We have that with the Demon Class
The
planet,
Demon
which I think we
Planet.
also watched.
But
Yeah.
there again, Harry Kim
Did
is
we?
also a part of that.
Did we watch that here?
Yeah,
We
did.
watched
we watched
the
that.
second one.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
No, but,
second.
well, I think we might have watched Course Oblivion, but I think
Yeah.
we watched the Demon thing.
We watched
we
Course
did
of
too.
Oblivion. We didn't watch the first
We,
one.
did
yet,
we
I don't
not?
think.
I thought we did.
I
I thought
don't
for sure we
think.
did.
Oh, you know what? No, we haven't. That's been way
okay.
longer ago.
That must have been a watch with Sarah then that I had. This is not interesting to anyone. Busted Sim, the Titan,
So
and other
membranes.
pre-New Trek novels
Insane
make good
to
use of
the
Slipstream Drive. Yeah, I don't think I've read anything with Slipstream in the books that I was reading from probably a decade ago.
So I would think that the amount of
Jason, he turns into a lizard because of coffee? I mean, not really, because
Yeah.
not really.
I'll Kess to the rescue.
I'm sorry, what, Brandon?
Kess
Oh,
to the
I
rescue.
forgot what I was going to say.
Brandon's on
actually.
Kess today. He doesn't like it.
I want to say a
Sounds-
bunch of words and hope for the best.
Radiometric therapy. I gotta
Push
know
those-
if this is a real
Just go
thing.
push all those buttons on that console there. This doesn't seem safe. And why is Kess just standing there without like lead on?
Just once, and I realize that he's like in mid-morph turning into a lizard, but just once, I want to see some horrible thing happen to somebody in a Star Trek episode, and then it continues for at least a few episodes. We're like stuck with it for a while the doctor's trying to figure out how to fix it.
What about Neelix's, or not Neelix, what about Harry Kim when he got those tendrils and stuff. And,
That's between a
Scorpion.
two-parter, and he's in a
Two-part
coma,
one.
so it's just a cliffhanger. It's an overseason it's a typical overseason cliffhanger. That doesn't count. I mean, something like let Neelix be a Mylian for 5 episodes, something like that. Voyager is and Star Trek in general is notorious for this. Voyager is the worst, the most notorious at the Doctor can snap his fingers and cure any ailment at the end of an episode.
Right.
And it has that through the whole series. There's no
Right.
point where it gets more sophisticated about that.
Okay, it's getting weird in sickbay.
Oh, it's going to get weirder.
Yeah.
Although I think Weird in Sickbay would have been a fine episode title. Blessed Sim,
So-
oh yeah, this is also... Sorry, Brandon. This is also stupid because it doesn't understand physics or biology. This is apparently supposed to be our natural evolutionary development because what is
Sounds so
adaptation?
Radiometric therapy
Oh my
isn't
God.
an actual thing per se, but it would involve microwaves.
What's going on?
There's radiometric thermometry.
So they could use it to cure Tom Paris and make pizza rolls.
Well, I guess, yeah, pretty much. How would you like that?
Demographics
fabric?
says TMI Paris.
Paris, take your tongue out now to spare us this monologue.
Yeah. No, it'd be even worse. He would try to give this exact monologue without the tongue.
You're like, have that, I like changes.
Did the action figure come with his tongue?
Yes. No, I can't remember. It's definitely missing a tongue. They make a point out if there's not a tongue in that action
There's not
figure.
a tongue in there.
I got half of mine. Just go grab it.
I don't understand that because I'm pretty sure salamanders and stuff have tongues.
I guess
How
he
many
has to
times does
lose
Tom
his
Paris
human
die?
one before he can
You a
get
forked
his
tongue,
lizard
yeah.
one. Say again.
How many times do variations of Tom Paris die?
Not any more or less than anybody else in this series. I mean, we kill off this whole
You know,
crew a lot.
I know,
Janeway,
right?
I think actually might have the record of the number of times like dying.
Who? Paris or Kim?
Janeway, actually,
Oh,
I think
really?
I read somewhere.
Really?
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it happens. Like, I can't think of a lot of examples where it happens to Tom and nobody else, Brandon.
Yeah, me
Like
neither,
usually,
I guess.
I mean, when you said that, it's like usually when it happens to Tom, it happens to everybody else.
But I would have thought Harry had the record. It surprised me that Janeway might.
Well, they're counting like holographic Janeway from worst case scenario and things like
Oh.
that. I think.
Oh, you can't count that. That's dumb. That's
That's
not a
only,
person.
Only organic manifestations.
Would they have also counted like Captain Jenkins if she'd gotten killed
Yeah.
in Author? Busted Symbol, I gotta give it to McNeil. He's acting his butt off. That's the thing about this episode is everybody's trying really hard. Like, I think one of the reasons that this is such a strange experience is that like it's shot fine, like it's well directed.
Just
it's
weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's weird to call Paris's or McNeil's performance in this like well acted. I don't know what else you do with it. Like he's gonna have to act without a tongue. Like, no, he's doing a good job. It's just a crazy like this is the most unintentional B movie I think Star Trek ever gets. This
is
episode
like
has
second
no
season.
idea how absurd
Right.
B movie it is.
This is
Until
like
later.
second season Sequest. This is what it
Yeah,
has become.
it's actually a lot like second season Sequest.
So is there even a B story in this episode?
No, but we didn't open with one.
No, that's true.
I mean,
I
there's
just-
there are Star Trek episodes that don't have that, Brandon.
I guess I
It
never
would be
thought
kind of
about it.
weird if you had somebody just like off trying to learn how to play the flute or something in the middle of
Well, now-
like when we went warp 10.
The B story does
Ew.
usually have a nexus point, but yeah, no, you're right. Just
This,
well, you're
this episode,
undead,
I think,
Tom. You're undead.
I think it won an Emmy for makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now to be fair, when I first saw his makeup, I was like, that does look good makeup. It's just they like it was on levels with the Phage.
Yeah, the
makeup.
thing is when you have a script that is this bizarre, it makes everything look like strange and bad. Because like again,
hard.
Every aspect of this production besides the script is really good because they're like,
oh, here's the B story, Brandon.
oh, that's right. Yeah, but this is an ongoing B story that is like, yeah, I forgot that they threw this in the middle of Threshold though.
Jonas.
I forgot the K's are in this episode.
What is this guy's motivation? Why is he betraying everyone? I don't really understand. I don't remember why he does what he does.
Yeah, and I don't care anymore either.
This is a thing they kept going for several episodes.
3. It's 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's the Michael Jonas trilogy.
The Michael Jonas trilogy.
Well, and SF Debris has a whole video about it. He does 10 minutes devoted to just that subplot over those 3 episodes. Busted Sim, they did not build that bio bed for tall people. They really covered Paris with a tarp and his feet dangling off the edge. Yeah, I always thought that was funny too. What about his brain?
His brain is gone.
Brain and brain. What is brain?
What is brain? It is control.
So he says that there's nothing like this in Starfleet medical database. That whole when Pulaski starts aging, was it not rewriting her DNA?
I mean, we do that a lot, right? Usually it's a thing of rewriting your DNA.
I feel like though that he could have pulled something from that and been like, well, we could try, transporting him and restructuring his DNA through the pattern buffers. Like
like use his original pattern or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. It is weird that they don't immediately, because we very often immediately go to the transporter as a way to solve problems like that. Usually try that first.
Yeah, and then it just gets ridiculous when they do the fetal transport for Naomi Wildman.
Why is that ridiculous? I would think that would be like a standard procedure.
I
always
know,
liked
that.
that.
It's ridiculous that they didn't have it, honestly. that eye makeup.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this makeup any better than
He looks like Pizza the Hut.
His head is
no, he doesn't. He looks very specifically. Oh, I know what it is. The Toxic Avenger. That's what he looks like.
Toxic Avenger.
And yeah. So they won an Emmy.
RoboCop after he gets out of the acid.
No, it's not even that good. Like, it's. Go look at pictures of Toxic Avenger. That's what that looks like. So they got an Emmy for a thing that to me looks like trauma makeup.
Yeah.
Like, it's not bad or anything. I'm just saying they're making a B movie right now, and it won an Emmy. That's hilarious.
Just
a cinematographic. What the actual heck? Jason, have you seen this one? Jason says, okay, this has become a first season TOS episode. More like a third season TOS episode.
Yes. Or...
I wish she'd said, you're right to Paris. You're hoping I'll die. You're right, Mr. Paris.
You're right, Paris. I do hope you
And yeah, this is the action figure. The action figure I have, that's what he's wearing.
He's got the medical gown.
The blue medical gown, yeah.
Why did they do that?
Cinematographic, and I'm beginning to understand why Braga disavowed this episode. Yeah, but I think it has a lot less to do with the uncomfortable nature of the scene and how weird and B-movie this whole thing is, and a lot more to do with they shouldn't have been able to go past Warp 10. Like, they crossed a line in the internal logic there. But I would also argue that Voyager did that a lot, and the reason it feels like more of a problem here is because we made a whole episode about it. There are too many places in Voyager where we have, like, throwaway 5-minute wrap-up scenes that have, like, crazy technobabble to fix something. If you pay any attention to it, you're like, well, that's impossible. That shouldn't work.
Oh, God.
Here it comes. Oh. Yeah, it's a trauma film right now.
Why did we do this in Star Trek?
Yeah, this was not necessary. And And look how earnestly they're shooting this.
He kind of smiles like.
Yeah, it's insane. And this is the reason not to go warp
I might
10.
give this episode a point because it's making me laugh so much.
That's gonna be your whole reason for giving it any score at all.
It was so ridiculous.
So I'm of two minds about this. Since we're only doing one episode a night, there's a part of me that wishes we were doing a second one to wash the taste out of our mouth,
Yeah.
and there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if I can watch any more Star Trek after watching The Threshold.
Oh, now he looks like he kind of reminds me of Arturus.
Yeah, actually a little bit.
Yeah.
Solar Dragon, why does nobody bring up Paris and Janeway mating in this? That's one of the most infamous things in this episode to me. Well, he's not talking about us right now. He's saying when people complain about how insane this episode is, that doesn't come up as much as the lizard thing does. And he's absolutely right about that. No, it's strange. And it's also weird that the series never comments on that again.
Yeah, what happened to those babies?
But I don't know why he smiles, Busted Sim. I don't.
What happened to the lizard babies?
No, stop giving him dialogue.
The future is the past.
And so apparently when he was everywhere at once, he was also at, all times at once? But, at that point, I don't know how he perceived any of that.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
He said, let me go.
It really does remind me of Arturus at the very end of the episode.
How do they not? Yeah, I heard you, Brandon. I'm with you. How did they not know that they're basically making a Plan 9 level kind of thing right now?
Maybe they do.
No, they don't. Clearly, they don't. Because, like I said, A, they're shooting it way too endearing, and B, it's Braga later on after everybody made fun of this so hard, going, "Yeah, that was a bad move."
Oh, Chakotay, I forgot you're in this show.
I forget Chakotay's in shows where he's the main character.
I know, Chipotle.
Matthew Bass, how is he still talking? Cinematographic, what am I watching? I'm telling you guys, there's a reason that this is considered the worst episode of the show. And honestly, I don't even know if it technically is, but it is the most bizarre.
It's the most bizarre episode.
But Sim, the reason people don't mention that as much, he's talking about the Janeway Paris thing, as everything else, is because, like with Discovery, there's just so much bad, it's hard to cover it all without leaving anything out. Yeah, I guess that's right. You're probably right about
He's
that.
a turtle head man.
Yeah, and see,
like
that's the action figure, is that face.
He looks like a Ninja Turtle.
He looks like a Ninja Turtle in the middle of mutating into a Ninja Turtle.
Yes, when he got the ooze.
Yeah. Cinematographic, this isn't even a Picard facepalm. This is a triple bass backwards facepalm somersault.
I have the triple face palm saved on my phone.
Wanderer, B movies usually aren't made with the intention of being a B movie.
Is gonna break.
I mean, sometimes they are and sometimes they're not, but this is not a normal episode of this show. So how do you make a thing in this show, in Star Trek, that feels this and I don't just mean that it feels like a B movie, I mean it feels like specific B movies. I don't know how you're not intentionally homaging or trying to do crazy trauma crap, and I don't think they were.
No. Whoa.
This has to be, if Lloyd Kaufman watched Star Trek, this has to be his favorite episode.
Mm-hmm.
This would be Lloyd Kaufman's
camera.
favorite Star Trek episode. Shake it.
Level 3 security alert. What does that mean?
It's a level 3 security alert.
He shouldn't have just been intruder alert.
Higher than 2, but lower than 4.
Well, it wasn't an intruder, though.
Oh, I guess it was Paris, wasn't it? For some reason, I thought that Kazon attack. I don't remember this episode as very well.
Kazon attack.
I try to forget it. Shut it all down.
Is this when he abducts her?
Jason just made a Lost reference. Tom, let me go 12 years later. We have to go back!
Why is she carrying a phaser?
Well, because it was a level 3 security alert, so she picked one up.
She just grabbed one.
I'm sure she went to the armory.
She must have just been standing right next to a place with it. I mean, I'm sure on Janeway's ship, she's got them stashed everywhere.
She's got guns everywhere.
They're in the
taking
floor.
couch cushions up. There's guns under there.
Yeah.
You need level 1 clearance, which only she has, or whatever they call it, in order to get into the panels of the floor to pull out one of the 250 phasers that are lining the corridor.
Here we go. What?
What? That's the line reading that we went with? I want to see the other takes. Part-time.
Whoa.
Tom says Tom Paris looks like the alien guy from Discovery. A little bit.
Which one?
Saru. He's talking about Saru.
Oh.
The only main character in that show that has a weird face.
I guess that's true.
Adam.
No, there was the robot lady that
Main character. Main character. She only mattered retroactively after we killed her.
Cyborg
He has how
girl.
long till tractor range? You can't operate a tractor beam at warp speeds.
You can in Threshold.
I guess so, but like,
Once you've
tried it.
Once you've gone to warp 10, you can do anything you want to.
I
Brandon.
guess so, but Voyager can't reach warp 10.
No, I mean they're in an episode where that's possible.
Yeah.
So now they can just do crazy crab.
That's true. All bets are off.
And they think they can get away with it.
What it's like when you go to warp 10. There it is. Whoa.
Whoa.
It's beautiful.
I want 7 of 9 there so she can go, it's perfection. Like,
Perfection.
like warp 10 is looking at the Omega molecule.
Okay, they dropped out of transwarp away from Voyager.
Yeah, so how did they
That
find
broke
them?
the episode as well.
Yeah, that's
If we
true.
could
It was
figure out a
broken
way.
5 seconds in.
Yeah, if we could figure out a way to stop the transwarp anywhere else but next to Voyager, well, you did it. Okay, get home. Turn into lizards.
Why would you?
If you want to call it
into a
that, I think we
salamander?
have to say air quotes.
Devolving.
The whole. Well, yeah, but they say it's the future thing, not a past thing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if the past is in the
Doesn't make
future,
any
Tom said.
sense.
Right.
Why would humans evolve into a lizard?
I don't know
Why?
because look at that episode of TNG. Barkley turns into a spider.
Yeah, but that was they
some
call that
weird
de-evolution.
default
Yeah, I know,
thing. That
but,
was a
like-
backwards thing.
Yeah, but this is
Also
not supposed to be a
written by
backwards
Braga.
thing. So it's even dumber. It's like, yeah, I don't buy all those things that apparently.
They're trying
Apparently,
to say what
also,
Wesley
evolution is
said.
affected by the environment in which it happens. It's not some prescribed thing. So, Braga failed like high school biology apparently.
Wow, Simographic, I love that. He says Tom Paris looks like a haphazard Al Simmons cosplayer. He's talking about Spawn.
Oh my god!
Somewhere Deadpool is looking at this and saying, "Wow, I lucked out."
Whoa.
They had Tom Paris trying to say something that Wesley said in TNG, and that's like the past and the future aren't as separate as we would perceive them to be. And like I just don't buy how Tom tries
So
to
weird.
get that
These are
message
clearly
across.
primitive creatures. I don't understand how we evolved into this.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
do they have
We should become a
self-aware
light being or
human brains? Like,
They're like, oh no.
something. Those are not intelligent creatures.
no. Oh, and they're also really easily stunned, if not killed.
Yeah.
And then the babies.
They're babies! Bless the sim. I'm not gonna read Discovery spoilers on the show, but I agree with you. I agree with everything you just said. Matthew Base, and once again, Star Trek does not understand evolution.
There it is.
So this was.
Oh, they just went
inhabited
away, I
planet
guess. So that's what happened to the
That
babies.
is
I forgot.
now tainted with human hybrid DNA.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should have taken those animals with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Why?
No, you wouldn't.
That would be
everything
a very anti-Prime Directive, because you guys made that happen.
Right.
No, you have to beam them out of that water. I don't know what you do with them, but
Yeah.
like,
yeah, I mean,
keep them in a terrarium.
well, you have to figure out if.
Yeah.
I would think you'd have to figure out if there's some cross of human DNA, and if you can do the same thing to Janeway and Tom that you did to them, and see if they come back as like.
I don't think you'd want to do that probably, but you'd want to at least study them so you could find out what the evolution of the human species was going to
Yeah.
be. Like, you're explorers, right?
Yeah, when you give your reports back to Starfleet, you say, "Oh, and we left these 3 lizard children on this planet."
Anyways. Let's not talk about this ever again.
I like how, for a second, I thought you were just talking about this episode. You were ready to pretend like we were already finished watching it.
No, I said what Janeway was talking about.
And it's probably for the best that they never reference this episode in any way again, because it's
Apparently
really
they're
easy to
fine.
write this off as it just didn't happen. Like,
So I wonder how long it took them to change back.
we're ambiguous about that kind of thing a lot. And especially early TNG likes to have episodes that take place over months. But then the start dates don't line up with them.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? Like, there are quite a few TNG episodes where it's like, wait, this whole episode was like 3.5 months? Okay.
Wow.
At least I think that happens. That's my recollection, that there's at least a few times that
I'm trying to remember that.
it's
I can't remember
over
the
more time than it should have been.
Wow.
Well, that's how you get around, like, Worf's just walking in the next episode of After Ethics. You can pretend like a bunch of weeks passed that we didn't see, but then you have
Yes,
to
but-
ignore the star days.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna run out of time when only 7 years is supposed to pass.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's a while, if you're not paying attention to the star dates, it's quite a while before they start in TNG, I think, talking about the events in real time, like the
Right.
amount of seasons you've had in the show is how much time has actually passed in the canon, in the continuity.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, we got through that.
Triumphant theme music. That's what.
Screw you, Kenneth Biller. Okay. Well, we got through that, and my brain hurts, but
Cross the threshold.
there we go. Bus and Sim, what a powerful moment for feminine empowerment, where hero Janeway just abandons her children. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and rate this episode, folks. Hope you enjoyed Star Trek Club this evening. We certainly did. And then Bus and Sim follows that up saying, rather harsh considering Mulgrew was feeling disconnected from her own family given the schedule of the show. That's true. That did happen. Okay. Well, Jason already rated, so I'm going to read his rating real quick, and then we can go ahead and rate. Remember, everybody, we rate on a scale of 0 to 4. It's the Superhero Rewind scale, and you can do any decimal points in between that you want to. 0 is... and that's how a lot of us probably felt watching that, so we'll see if any of those come up. And 4 is not a rating anybody will give this. So, Brandon, I mean, more power to you, I guess. Brandon, I'm sorry, I'm going to read Jason's first. Jason gives it a 0.25. And he says, the quarter is for the idea of Warp 10 and for how it looks.
And how it looks.
Yeah. Janeway turned into a
It
white
looks like
ghost
it looks
face.
like star streaks, but more.
But wait, there's more. No, could you imagine if this was a 2-parter? Okay.
Don't even.
Brandon, what's your rating,
I'm
sir?
gonna give it a 1, just
A1.
because. Yeah, not A1 rating.
An
I'm
A1
giving
rating,
it
man.
1. It was not A1. It was 1. No. the
Threshold.
aesthetic.
It was not steak
it's
sauce.
a well shot
Yeah.
episode.
Threshold
There
is
are
what's for
things
dinner.
about it that I can.
That's the thing. The
commend.
production values are really good.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I gotta give it credit where that's due. So 1.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, with production values, I don't know if it's fair to go beneath a 1, but story-wise, I don't want to go much higher than a 0.5. I think I'm oscillating between a 0.5 and a 1. Where are you, Adam?
I might give it a 1 just because it made me laugh so much when Tom Paris took his tongue out of his mouth and was trying to talk. That was hilarious.
cringe-worthy.
That's the thing. It's like, what standards are we rating it on? Because for entertainment value, it's not fair to go less than a 1.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. I knew this would be fun to watch with you guys. Like, I was actually happy when that came up because I knew, first of all, I knew people would balk at it and would be like, "Oh God, we have to sit through this." But I knew it would be fun to riff on because it's. I don't want to go necessarily to a so bad it's good place, but it is easy to riff on that. That's kind of fun to do. But I also knew there would be people here tonight that have never seen it, and it was a lot of fun reading their reactions.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Jason went for a 0.25. I'm gonna go to a 1, I think. Cinematographic, what the heck did I just watch out of 4? Stephen Murphy gives it a 1. Tom, 4 for what the heck. 1.5 in all reality. Stephen Murphy, I meant out of 4.1. What? Okay. Cinematographic, this episode isn't even worth a 0.
It's
Matthew
negative
Bays.
numbers. It owes us points.
What?
Yeah, we want our time back.
Matthew Bays, 1 out of 4. This episode is entertainingly bad. Yeah, I agree. It is entertainingly bad. All right, we did it, guys. We got through Threshold. We never have to do it again.
But
So-
we probably will at some point for some reason, for
some reason.
something.
I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us, doing some Star Trek Club. We're going to be back to weekly on this again, unless something weird comes up. So plan to be here for more Star Trek watching and trivia, 7 o'clock on Mondays, if you are so inclined. We're going to oscillate a little bit between doing double episode shows and trivia shows. Don't know if next week we'll do trivia or do 2 episodes. We might go ahead and do 2, especially because there's so many 2-parters and 2-hour episodes on the board right now. I think next time maybe we will just have a watch night. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan. That was Brandon Grimm.
It was I.
And Adam Meredith. It owes us points. Bye, guys.